Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, and this is a show every week where brands watch other brands' ads and discuss what's good or bad about them. As ever, we're brought to you by the Conscious Advertising Network, so please go and check out the great work they are doing after the show. But first, let's meet this week's guests.
Hi, I'm Alex Taborda. I'm the Media and Campaign Manager at Betfair.
Hi everyone, I'm Pollyanna Ward and I look after social media at Wickes, the DIY retailer.
And I'm Alex Jenkins. I work at Contagious, where I am the editorial director.
Thank you so much for joining us this week, guys. Let us watch this week's ad by Coca-Cola. Alex T, what was your first reaction to that ad when you saw it?
I thought the most interesting thing about the whole ad is the collaboration with Tyler, the creator. He's a guy who kind of has been controversial in the past. You know, he's actually banned from the UK in 2015 because the government thought his lyrics might kind of incite riots and things like that, which is quite strange. So I think it was really fascinating that Coca-Cola, you know, were even interested in working with him in the first place, even though that was a long time ago. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think the thing that struck me most was then the kind of the commitment to diversity, which is really clear within the ad. So it's a very diverse cast. From what I can tell, it's supposed to be for their zero sugar product, and that's not really clear for me within the ad itself. It doesn't. There's no like. I'm not saying they should kind of plonk the bottle in front of everyone and say here's a zero sugar bottle of Coke, but I didn't get that from it at all.
For me, it really sort of ticks a lot of the sort of next generation boxes. You know, there's TikTok, face filters, there's gaming, dancing, self-care, there's rap. And all of that sort of newness and next generation and, you know, all of that. But then interestingly, it was sort of set in quite a vintage and retro style. The part that I sort of think that was missing was the joining up, was because, yeah, to Alex's point, until I sort of read the description and saw it in Marketing Week and it was all about zero sugar, I didn't get that. But I just figured, oh, maybe when you go online, or I don't know, the next ad you get served, maybe that ad is more specific to zero sugar. But I just thought that was a really fun brand ad. And actually, I think after a lot of the sort of typical Zoom style call ads of the last year, I thought this was a bit of a breath of fresh air. So I really enjoyed it, actually. Yeah.
Weirdly, I kind of like really agree with Pollyanna and really disagree, because I think it totally ticked all the boxes, and that was it entirely its problem. So I think like you've got people, spontaneously dancing when they drink Coke. So, tick, it's got the product, it manifests the whole taste the feeling slogan. You've got Tyler, the creator, doing the music. So tick, you got your youth cool factor. You've got all those category entry points, like showing like people are shopping, people gaming, family meal times, watching sport with friends. So like all the times you want people to think about Coke, it's like tick, tick, tick. And it just doesn't go far enough in anything. It doesn't really, for me, kind of commit to any of those things. It's just not going far enough. There's this idea of, what they call optimal incongruity, something that's kind of weird or unusual enough that you notice it and remember it. So, a gorilla playing drums, notable, memorable. Too far, and you've kind of lost people, but you need to kind of be optimally incongruent, right? For me, it's like, if you're going to be entertaining, entertain me. If you're going to be odd, go for it. I'm sure it'll work and it'll sell Coke, but it's like a real solid 6.5 out of 10. It's like, yeah, we've got the product, we've got the dancing, we've got Tyler the creator, but it just doesn't commit for me.
So Alex T, what would have made this ad better for you?
I think definitely a clearer link to the product. I get that the ad's all about fun and yeah, I guess to Pollyanna's point, maybe a point of fun and something different in the midst of Zoom and the rest of it, it is what's needed, and definitely not just becoming a pure product sale, but definitely a clearer link to the zero sugar element and the fact that this is specifically a campaign to push that.
For me, it's what's missing is actually what else is there. Like, how can you bring that to life in other forms? It felt quite TV only. They've missed a trick now in this sort of omni-channel, multi-channel world that we're living in, where you see something on TV, next time you go on social or you go to Tesco's or whatever, like what's that link to then prompt you again to nudge you to purchase? I think, there was so much fun happening in that ad. So that would be where I'd like to see more or see it stretched a bit.
I think when you're going after a youth demographic, and these sort of the younger end of things, like just the things they can turn to on their phone, there'll be something weirder, something more entertaining, something more shocking, something like a better dance, be a little bit more ruthless and actually go for it.
Pollyanna, what should brands be learning from this ads?
Look at what everyone else is doing, not just in your own category, but on the media side of things. If everyone's on TV advertising Zoom calls and everyone's wearing face masks, do the complete opposite. Because I think, people will notice. But what I will say is sort of my main learning, having seen some other ads, namely by competitors of Coke, who have done the full 360. So they've done the TV and joined it to other channels. I think that for me is the main learning here. So yes, you've got it on TV, but what does that then look like on social? What does that look like on POS? What does that look like in store, on retail? How can you make it a 360 campaign if you're going to invest that much?
I think for me, as much as I didn't love the ad itself, I think the way that they had a really diverse cast, and it didn't feel forced or like they were trying to make a point. It just felt like they had hired a cast of people who did represent a lot of different parts of the world and different kind of ethnicities and so on. So I think it can be done in a quite a natural way. So I think for me that would be the big takeout, and hopefully something that we see filtering through to other advertisers as we move forward.
If you're going to go for it, just go for it. If you're going to get Tyler the creator in, don't rein that person in, like commit to using him. But if you saw, like he tweeted about when the ad came out, this is how I saw about this, because I was a bit disappointed because I was like, bloody hell, they've got Tyler the creator. And what he actually tweeted was something like, thanks Coke for the opportunity. It was just such faint praise that you kind of feel like if you're going to bring in someone like that, let them have their way, go for it.
Guys, thank you so much for joining. We will see you all next week.